Leeds United, Nottingham Forest, the two biggest names outside the Premier League. I was going to say arguably, but when you take it all in, the history, the trophies, the fan base, not just here but all over the world, well, it would take an unbelievably strong argument to prove otherwise. Elland Road is just about full to its capacity these days. They've turned out early on a Saturday afternoon to see whether Simon Grayson's team can reignite a push for a top two finish. He still believes, Chairman Ken Bates still believes it's possible. They are 6 points behind Norwich in second at the moment. Nottingham Forest a further point back, and they really need to find some form. 7 games without a win, 4 draws, 3 defeats, only 1 win in the last 10 games played by Billy Davies Forest. Johnny Howson is the lead skipper at the tender age of 22. Past fit for the game despite concerns over a slight hamstring problem that saw him ruled out of England under-21s duty last week. Luciano Becchio at the end of the line, just we saw shaking hands with Mark Halsey, who is actually a late change of referee. Chris Foy was meant to be in charge, he's been laid low with the flu, so Mark Halsey has been switched from Wigan today. Let's take a look at the teams. The Leeds side, the same one that started their last game, a 2-0 defeat at Sheffield United a fortnight ago. Eric Lehigh and Barry Bannon are on loan from Aston Villa. George McCartney from Sunderland, with another new loan signing, Spurs, Jake Livermore, named on the subs bench. A team full of goals, 48 between Howson, Snodgrass, Gradle and Becchio alone. Surely then they can't make this 3 games in a row without scoring. Forest have lost 2 more of their experience. A dyed-in-the-wool, born and bred Leeds United fan. There's Mark Halsey in charge, and Lee Camp is the Nottingham Forest skipper. Fresh from his first 2 appearances for Northern Ireland last week, he was superb in their goalless draw against Slovenia on Tuesday. Bob Pollock and Andy Newbold are Mr. Halsey's assistants for the afternoon. Familiar football names, familiar football colours for these two. Leeds all in white. Forest just changing their shorts to red for the day. And there's their manager, Billy Davies, looking to steer the side into at least the playoffs. That's the most realistic aim. He has led a team into the playoffs in each of his 4 full seasons as a boss in England. Twice Preston, once Derby, and once Forest, beaten by Blackpool at the semi-final stage a year ago. And Leeds United are going to get the action underway. And away we'll go at Elland Road. It's the start of the run-in towards the end of the season in the Football League. Booking a place in the playoffs, the absolute minimum requirement for both these teams. Automatic promotion not yet out of the question, but if you offered Simon Grayson or Billy Davies a playoff place right now, they'd more than gratefully accept. Chris Cohen immediately badgered for possession of the ball by Barry Bannon. Chris Boyd trying to get it out to Marcus Tudgate. Throw-in goes Leeds' way. And Martin Keown, the sun's come out as well. A wonderful afternoon for football.
It is, and it's about handling the pressure, isn't it? That it brings. 8 games to go, and who wants it most, but who can handle the pressure?
Knocked up towards Boyd by McGugan. Howson's header for Robert Snodgrass. Now a chance for Eric Lehigh to burst forward down the right-hand side for Leeds. Joel Lynch, the Forest left back, had the head start. And gets the ball away to Andy O'Brien. Lee Bromby playing for Leeds for the 50th time today. Met firmly by Luke Chambers. That's a Leeds ball. Becchio. Howson. Managed to get that out to Gradle, and the advantage is played. And out comes Lee Camp to bravely dive at the feet of Bradley Johnson. And now it is going to be brought back for a free kick for Leeds.
Well, the keeper there has done amazingly well. Fantastic save. Definitely a free kick there. But a good advantage paid, and then he's brought it back. So I think the referee's done exceptionally well there.
An advantage never quite developed, did it, with that touch from Johnson, just inviting Camp to come and get it. What it does mean is a wonderful early opportunity for Leeds United just outside the Forest penalty area. Max Gradle, Barry Bannon, who has a very sweet left foot on him. They'll be contenders. And it does look as though Robert Snodgrass fancied it as well.
Certainly got plenty of options in this sort of area.
Gradle looks very keen. Find a way through that lot.
Just aiming just outside the edge of the wall there, just over the head of the last man. Has he got the technical ability to pull it off?
Lee Camp has built his defences. Max Gradle has found a way past them, but it was always too high.
Not quite.
Simon Grayson not happy with the way his team executed that wonderful early chance. Wes Morgan, it was he who was guilty of the foul on Gradle that led to the free kick. Here's Anderson. Across came Bromby quickly. Lee Bromby from Dewsbury, Leeds fan. Andy O'Brien likewise, his central defensive partner. Here is O'Brien, plenty of Premier League experience. Bradford, Newcastle, Portsmouth, Bolton. Played back to Lee Camp. Chris Gunter it was who got it back. I wonder if the Leeds fans will be quick to recognise the Forest and Wales right back. At the end of August, it was a stamp from him on Sanchez Watt that sparked a bit of a melee between the players, and he's left his mark again. Gunter this time on Gradle.
Just feel a bit of tension, can't you, in the crowd? Gunter there, just checking his man. There's little bits of physicality all over the pitch, and there's been a bit of history between these teams that just blocks him off. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's wary of his pace. It's a definite foul.
Well, he got a 3-game ban for his altercation with Watt back at the start of the season. Sanchez Watt is a sub for Leeds today, on loan from Arsenal. Bromby up, Becchio couldn't get up. That's Lehigh's header. Now Gradle, and Gunter's come crashing into him once more. Mark Halsey had a clear view and didn't think that was quite so bad.
Well, for me there, it's another free kick.
And we're off.
Yeah, Gunter's having a few words. I mean, he's raising his arms, gets away with it.
Boyd had his arms raised, so did O'Brien, and there's a first feel of the ball for Kasper Schmeichel. Chris Gunter was in action for Wales against England in Cardiff a week ago. Probably one of their better players on the day.
I think he'll be trying to forget that day, won't he?
Andy O'Brien these days doesn't bother with international football, retired from his Irish career a few years ago. There he is on the ball, almost presenting it to Anderson, who's gone down, and he was brought down just outside by George McCartney.
Yeah, no complaints, definite free kick. Anderson's pace gets him there, just catches him. It's a similar situation actually to the other end just moments ago.
That's what Billy Davies thought. The appeal didn't have to go on too long. His wishes were promptly granted. Kasper Schmeichel, as you will have seen if you were with us for the pre-match build-up, is a very confident keeper.
He certainly was, wasn't he? Very headstrong young man, and he's going to need to organise his defence well in front of him.
Majewski, Cohen maybe. No, it's the blast from deep. It was McGugan. Cohen had a swing and a miss. Nearly got it back courtesy of the referee, but Leeds now are breaking. 3 on 3. Howson leads the charge. Snodgrass and Gradle are there with him. And now the Forest numbers have got back. Cradle. Ball in and Camp holds it.
Good break from Leeds. This fella's been in the game a lot, Grundle. Looks like he's got good ability. They work it nicely. And Grundle missed a teasing cross into the box. And I think the keeper there just keeps his eye on it. Nice. It's a bread and butter save for him.
Played in every one of Forest's 42 games now this season in all competitions. Lee Camp. Come through to Chris Boyd. Leeds not looking particularly solid at the back there, and Forest have got a corner because of that hesitancy. Chris Boyd, the Scottish Premier League's all-time top scorer with 164 goals shared between Kilmarnock and Rangers. Not to really get going in English football yet. McGugan in. And it was a chance. It was put high over the crossbar by Luke Chambers. Maybe would have wanted one of the strikers to be on the end of that.
Definitely, it's a bit of a wild swing with his right foot. To be fair to him, I think he sees it a little bit late. And there's certainly no quality on that finish.
He has got 4 goals this season. They came in a spell of 8 games between December and January.
Very physical central defender. We'll see him today. He loves that physical challenge.
Gunter's header. Here's Cohen. Nobody in that channel for Forest. Only Kasper Schmeichel who can get the ball at his leisure.
Certainly need better than that, don't they? You know, Forest trying to play there, Cohen just playing it to nobody. They need to be confident in possession, Forest.
There's McGugan. And Lynch, only just back from injury. Had an ankle problem. And Brian puts it out. Released by Leeds, aged 14. Took a very roundabout route to come back. And that's gone behind, and it will be a Forest corner. It's disputed by Eric Lehigh, the USA international. Mark Halsey's not in the mood for arguments, though.
It's very difficult to see there, isn't it? I mean, referee seems positive. For me, it looked like a goal kick.
Can Forest benefit? It's a decent corner. It was Lynch who was climbing. I think climbing being the right word.
Looks like he's all over O'Brien's back there. Good ball in. And yeah, I think it's definitely it's a free kick, really. If the referee sees it, I think he just lets it go. But it's got up very well there, hasn't he?
Joel Lynch clocking up a half-century of games for Forest, formerly of Brighton.
Is that 8 right backs now this season?
Oh, left backs they're struggling with. Konchesky's out. On loan from Liverpool, but on the treatment table at the moment. They do have Julian Bennett on the bench, who is a possible, but he's not played for a long time for Forest as a starter.
It's the position nobody seems to want to play.
Snodgrass, wonderful footwork. McGugan's tackle, and it's out for a Forest throw. That's just angered the locals here.
And McGugan's done exceptionally well there, because look at the way his defender just flies in, and he gets back, gets across, and tucks in for his fullback. That's what good wide players do.
And again, that's what I would have given the other way. Lively-ish minutes. Billy Davies, always a lively-ish manager. Doesn't often take advantage of the seat that's given for him in the dugout. He has said this week that the reason, we'll talk about that in a minute, if Anderson can control it, it's being pursued by McCartney. George McCartney's popped the ball out of play.
Players aren't happy, are they, with some of these decisions?
Well, Mark Halsey's going to have a word with George McCartney here.
Well, again, I think they got that wrong, actually. We'll ask him for respect now for the referees. Yeah. There's been 1 or 2 bad decisions.
Yeah, it's Richard Scudamore, the chief executive of the Premier League, that's been calling for that. We're in the Football League today, but I should think it sticks. What a great deal of respect shown by George McCartney there. Great. What a great deal of technical excellence about the way he executed that.
No, he should just bring it down and play. I think his manager is telling him that.
He's an exciting player, though. He does do the unorthodox. Here is Grade. Hesitated that time. Gunter. Blocked by Johnson. This is Chambers. Majewski just darting around, trying to find a useful position up near the top end of the field, but he'll have to wait a while longer because Wes Morgan's gone the other way with that. Bromby got the better of Tudgate. Becchio somehow managed to keep it, used his body well. Howson. Now Chambers, who just has the head start on Gradle, needed it too. Bromby, a little bit unsighted by his teammate McCartney there. Neither seems sure which of the two should go for it. And it's not a great clearance from Schmeichel either. And I think we've just seen in a little nutshell why Leeds have conceded quite a few goals of late.
Yeah, just look a bit sloppy at times at the back, and the keeper there giving it away needlessly.
He might be the highest scorers in the Championship, Simon Grayson's team, but only struggling Doncaster, Scunthorpe and Preston have conceded more goals. They are the great entertainers. Jesper Schmeichel just gave us another example of his great confidence in the tunnel pre-match when he when he blanked you, Martin.
He totally ignored me, yeah, so a bit like his dad. So, but obviously he's going to go far if he does half as well as his dad. We'll all be pleased for him.
When you see that name Schmeichel, do you still get nightmares?
FA Cup semi-final rings a bell. Dennis Bergkamp, great save from Peter Schmeichel.
Up towards Becchio. Howson. Poked away from him by Morgan. Here's Bannon. Barry Bannon's gone for goal. Awkward one for Camp. Had to watch the bounce very carefully just in front of him.
Yep. I mean, this boy, obviously on loan from Villa. We know he's capable. It's a teasing shot. He bounces it awkwardly in front of the keeper. In the end, he does well with it. But when he's confident, Bannon, he'll shoot from distance.
And there's Boyd. Held out of it by O'Brien, and then McCartney covering. Johnson was a little too high for him, and he didn't appreciate Marcus Tudgay coming in very strongly. I think you're right, Martin. I think there is a little bit of feeling between these teams.
I think there's a little bit on this challenge. I think he knows he's going to catch him there. Okay, he's putting his own head in, to be fair. But as a player, you know that when someone's coming from behind there, you're going to get clouted, and I think he took a bit of a liberty there.
He's got a bit of history here too, as Tudgay. He was sent off for Sheffield Wednesday in a win here 4 years ago after scoring. Let's not talk about Sheffield Wednesday at the moment. They've got their own problems. A division down.
Well, they did beat Leeds last week, and Leeds need to improve.
United, steady. Knocked down, and Howson went for it. And here's Boyd. Boyd might as well go for goal because he had no support at all. Leeds fans enjoyed that.
Well, this is the problem for Boyd. You know, he's the lone striker. He doesn't look happy with himself really, generally, but Forest just electing to play with one up front. Ball is cleared, and he's really got no option because there's no support. He's going to have to gamble and shoot from distance, and it's an awful finish, really.
From a player who north of the border just couldn't stop scoring goals. Just the 6th in the Football League for Middlesbrough until making a loan move to Forest. He's onside here though, and Schmeichel knew that and reacted accordingly.
Well, that was close. Schmeichel's very alert there. Oof. Well, the officials done exceptionally well there, and the keeper's really alert.
16.5 minutes played. Leeds United 0, Nottingham Forest 0. Just one free kick each from just outside the respective penalty areas to get excited about. Here's Bradley Johnson, now Luciano Becchio. Ball in, and Johnson can't even get anywhere near attacking that. Big crowd, biggest ground outside the Premier League. And that's where both these teams will hope to be next season, whether it be by playoffs or whether by reigning in Norwich and sneaking a place in the top two. It's still on, they believe. O'Brien, Bromby. Snodgrass flick, Becchio not quite there for him. Here's McGugan. Now Cohen. Anderson. Boyd. Chance maybe for Tudgay. And a big deflection means it's a corner if it goes, and it has.
Yeah, it's better, isn't it, from Forest? I think it's purely down to confidence. Once they stroke this ball around, I mean, everyone looks very confident in possession. Boyd, of course, being the pivotal man at the top. And then in the end, it's a shot that forces a corner.
It's not really that breezy. It must be just a bobbly bit in the quadrant there. Anderson. McGugan. Too deep for Morgan. Cohen. This is Majewski. Deflected, and Schmeichel was at full stretch. It has just gone wide for a corner. The keeper wasn't to know that was where it was going.
Yeah, I mean, this is lovely in the end from Majewski. I mean, we know this boy's got ability. Look, tries to bend it into the corner, and it's just a deflection that prevents the goal. Just lets it run across his body. He knows what he's trying to do, and in the end, the deflection nearly helps him.
Another Forest corner. McGugan this time puts it straight into the middle. Chambers. And ball is the shout from the Forest fans. A strong one too, but Mark Halsey instead has given a push against Marcus Tudgay.
Yeah, maybe just gone in the back of him.
There's Tudgay's jump.
Well, we've just talked about Tudgay giving a free kick away. I mean, to be honest, there's not a great deal wrong with that challenge.
Another Snodgrass. It was, he did handle the ball, but because of the pressure from behind, in Mark Halsey's view, I think he gave it for the first offence, however minor it may have been. Michael's kicking, not the greatest so far today. He was talking about the quality of the pitch pre-match, Martin. Anything you've seen that suggests it has demons in it?
Yeah, I think it's had a couple of weeks rest, hasn't it, with the international break. Probably helped the pitch. It's interesting, Schmeichel saying he never talks to his dad about the game. It must be, he certainly knows the game, he reads the game exceptionally well, and I think he's just probably brushing his relationship with his dad onto the carpet, because he would have learned a tremendous amount from his father.
You're not believing that, are you? Not fully.
Certainly not.
McCartney. It's Anderson stretching and McCartney clearing for Leeds. After a 5-minute flurry at the start of the game from the men in white, it's been those in red who've been pressing forward more and more. And Davis all the happier for that. Gradle got lucky. Here's Lynch. O'Brien away, and you can hear the frustration of the Leeds fans. It wasn't cultured enough for them. And that was miscued by Bradley Johnson. Can't get it out of their own half at the moment. McGugan has an option wide in Lynch, and Lynch will get there. Good chance! Tudgay couldn't quite stretch far enough to hook his foot back around the ball.
No, it's a great move, isn't it? Forest are just growing in confidence, and Lynch, the fullback, decides to get forward. It's a great ball inside, and he whips this across, and Kudgay just can't get on the end of it. But it's all Forest at the moment, isn't it? You know, look, he's unlucky there. A bit less on the ball, and he gets to it.
Not too much of a problem at left back then.
Not today.
Morgan, just the sun in his eyes. Yes, it is shining in West Yorkshire. Dimly perhaps, but it's out. Bannon gets a bit of room. Great chip in for Becchio, and it was stoutly defended by Chambers.
It's great defending there for me.
Now Snodgrass. Brilliant work. Straight at camp. Shame about the finish, the rest of it was wonderful.
Yeah, we know about Snodgrass when he comes inside. That's why he plays on the right, and he's a left-footed player. He just gets inside, a great little bit of skill there, and he comes back inside. He just can't get the power on the shot.
With his second cap for Scotland last Sunday against Brazil. Player of South American mould is Robert Snodgrass, tricky winger. And he's always got a goal or two or three or four in him as well.
You give him half a chance and he really can smack a football.
Saw on one Leeds United fans website this week who has been voted their best player at the club since their time outside the Premier League. Becchio was in the top 5 as well, and there he is, tangling with or being tangled by Wes Morgan. Nothing doing either way.
Good old-fashioned battle there, wasn't it?
Kudgay's just, well, he's managed to get lucky. It hit the corner flag and stayed in. Anderson, straight against O'Brien, who knew nothing about it. Anderson kept at it, Kudgay's offside.
Well, it's Kudgay originally, isn't it? He doesn't give up on it. He gets lucky, it comes off the corner flag. And Leeds really slept a little bit there. And Anderson, I mean, it's a great technique to volley it from there.
I know he said got lucky, but he must have been thinking it might happen because of the chase that he gave. He could easily have given up, couldn't he?
That's right. He earned his own luck there.
There's Kudgay. Now Mark Halsey is going to stop the play. He thought about it, but the whistle has gone. Some of the players haven't realised. Paul Anderson has been laid out for a good few seconds now.
It looks as if he's in considerable pain as well.
It's Johnson who jumps with him.
Difficult to see there, but it's holding his ribs. I think he's got a knee in the back.
Yeah, it was there, wasn't it? It was before the fall.
Johnson's got his eye on the ball there. It's just one of those unfortunate incidents. Virtually the whole of the Leeds team are coming across here down to the touchline. I think it's time for them to get into the players and try and sort things out, because at the moment Forest are certainly dominating.
And Glyn Snod in there, Simon Grayson's right-hand man. Ian Miller as well.
They have a great staff here and they want to get that message across, support their players. I mean, at the moment I think Forest certainly have been the better team without doubt. Just maybe they're lacking just a little bit of confidence, and I think they've been surprised at how much time and space they've had out there today.
Well, Paul Anderson is still in a spot of bother. Certainly had the wind taken out of his sails.
Yeah, I think when you get the ball, you know, you get a knee in the back there, it's not nice. I think let's hope he'll be okay.
And Billy Davis took advantage of that to just have a word with a few of his players as well.
Well, he's a past master, isn't he, in this running situation. He's got plenty of options on his bench if he needs to make them. You can look at Earnshaw there. He'd be dying to get on and score the winning goal.
And Forest fans have had plenty to applaud in this game so far. They haven't had a lot on their travels of late. They've followed their team to 6 away games without a win. Poor away form has included defeats at Scunthorpe and Sheffield United. Haven't won on the road since the 1st of February at Coventry. At home it's very different. The City Ground is a place where not many teams go and win.
Well, I've been impressed with Anderson, and they won't want to lose him. He's had a good start to this match.
He's got his breath back, and he's back with us. Started at Hull, went to join Liverpool, still as a young player. Went out to Swansea on loan, then Forest, and that's where he's ended up staying. Only 22. Gradle, kept it in. Luciano Becchio's just not good in the game yet. Hasn't had a chance to. Tudge's seen plenty of it. Bromby pops it out. Little nick back off the Forest man means a Leeds throw-in. Cohen's hook. Gradle's touch, couldn't find Becchio. McGugan. Bannon all over him, and a little too roughly.
It's a great ball, isn't it?
It's going to go behind for a Forest corner, and there will be a Forest change as well, because Paul Anderson is clearly still struggling, breathing heavily after that bang to the ribs. It looks as though Gareth McCleary might be getting ready to come on for the visitors soon. Not until the corner's been taken. Anderson won't play any part in it. McGugan will. Over Chambers' head, over Schmeichel too, and Boyd was just behind him, but it's ended up clearing everybody.
Yeah, it's just evades everybody, doesn't it? Forest really should have somebody coming in at that far post.
Still can't make the change. Bannon. The slip from Gradle was untimely. It's Majewski. Tackled by Johnson. Bannon. Helped out by Johnson. Lehigh. And Lynch has cut that one out. There's Majewski. They've only got one man on this side, and that's Chris Gunter, because Anderson, as you'll see, is walking and ready to leave us any moment soon. Forest have a passenger. Now they can get back to 11. Anderson off, and Gareth McCleary is going to come on.
Yeah, shame to see Anderson go off. McCleary is pretty much more of the same. Very quick player, very fast player. Saw him play early in the season. He certainly changed the game that day, so there won't be any drop in quality with him coming on.
There he is, first touch. And second and third. Gunter. It's Morgan, and that's going to go behind and out.
You say Becchio's not in the game, but that's the reason why. Morgan's all over him.
Just to continue the point I was making earlier, Billy Davies said this week that he believes the reason he and his staff were hired by Forest was for the last 8 matches of the season. He is the playoffs master, certainly at getting teams into them.
Well, he's just had 2 weeks to work with his team, and already you can see the improvement.
Howson. Gradle won't get to it. Important touch from Gunter to goalkeeper Camp. Yeah, he was desperate for the international break. A lot of managers didn't like it, but for Billy Davies it couldn't come quickly enough.
Well, he can focus. Well, he knows what's ahead of him now. You know, to be honest, I mean, Leeds, we're asking a lot of them. This would be back-to-back consecutive promotions if they were to do it. And you can see the difference in class, really. Forest, of course, making the playoff semi-finals last year. And you see that they've got that little bit of extra quality at the moment.
And it's going to be a Forest throw-in. Tudge's gone over to the left-hand side with McCleary very much on the right since Anderson going off. In towards Boyd, who's got it, but didn't keep it for long. Andy O'Brien. Johnson. One for Gradle to chase. Camps left his safety zone, but he knew exactly what he was doing.
He's done well.
Johnson. Bannon. Easy for Lynch to find McGugan. And can McCleary get in behind McCartney? Well, the cross won't clear the Leeds full-back to start with. Gunter. McCleary beats McCartney in the air. Barnes played that the wrong way. I have to say, England Road is an intimidating atmosphere for away teams to play in, but it can also work against the home side when mistakes are getting grumbled at.
Definitely. You know, it's without doubt, it's an intimidating place to come to, but their fans are getting a bit disgruntled, and that seems to be going against them because there's a nervousness with this Leeds teams today.
Proper Yorkshire people, you see, we're all like that. Played up by Bromby. Becchio will chase, and Morgan will see it out. Happy enough, most of them.
Why aren't they snarling? They always used to when we turned up here.
And that was your effect, Martin, your Arsenal team.
Give them time.
Gunter. That's Gradle. Forest throw. Johnson. It's McGugan's layoff. Jaski's first time ball intended for Joel Lynch. This time he does find his target, it's McGugan. Jaski's continued and got through the gap. Schmeichel out, surely, and again for Boyd. Well, Marcus Tudgay missed the most presentable chance in all that. Chris Boyd not quite ready for the follow-up, and now Simon Grayson is furious at the way Gunter has gone into that tackle. And it's happening again, as it did in August when these sides met at the City Ground. And once again, it's Chris Gunter sparking it all.
Yeah, we talked about him earlier in the game, having a bit of previous. I mean, it's a wholehearted challenge.
On the bench too, the coaching staff, well, Billy Davies and Simon Grayson both accused players from either side of stamping last time at the end of August. This time it's a sliding challenge executed with force by Chris Gunter, and between them Bob Pollock and Mark Halsey have to sort out what punishment to give, if any.
Well, Halsey hasn't seen it, has he?
It's red.
It's the linesman who's given that decision.
Chris Gunter is off.
I mean, it's just no need for it, Gunter. I mean, his team is totally dominating, and now Billy's got to pick up the pieces.
Beg your pardon, Chris Cohen. It is. Beg your pardon, I thought from right back it was Chris Gunter going in, but it was Cohen, and we can see he got the ball.
Well, I mean,
it was the force of the tackle that's the punishment.
It was, but I mean, listen, he gets the ball. Do you know, it's in the player, the Leeds player actually then goes into the back of him. And I think really that Forest will be feeling that the reaction from certainly the crowd and from the bench, he's right in front of the Leeds bench, has got him sent off.
Well, Billy Davies can't believe it. He saw that the ball was taken. Simon Grayson was running over to it straight away. Chris Cohen sent off. Forest down to 10 men. And as you said, Martin, just when they seem to be on top and not in control of the game, but looking the most likely team to score.
Yeah, I mean, I feel that they're unfortunate there. You know, people will argue, but this is this is a committed game. There's a lot on this, and it's yes, it's a robust challenge, For me, they're at maximum. It's a booking. And I think we've got it wrong again here, the officials.
And this was just before the red card. This was Majewski working his magic. Marcus Tudgay really should have done better than that.
Well, they should be celebrating a goal there, shouldn't they?
Now Camp's letting this one come back towards his goal, and Leeds have a corner, and the whole momentum of the match has changed.
It's lifted the ground as well.
Leeds' first corner of the match, 8 minutes from half-time. Bannon to take the corner. Camp trying to get through the crowd, he didn't get there, but he was impeded. Forest free kick. Let's just talk about that red card again, Martin, because I know a lot of people at home will be saying, well, look, he's got the ball cleanly, he's gone in fairly but hard. But there is that thing in the laws these days that says a tackle made with excessive force or that may endanger an opponent.
Yeah, of course, but, you know, listen, I mean, Cohen's gone there. He's not going with the studs up for me, he's going with the side of his foot. He makes the tackle, he makes the challenge, and it's, okay, there's a follow-through on it, but the Leeds player hangs his foot in.
Is it the fact that he was completely off the floor and therefore, I guess you could
Possibly,
say, out of control?
I think Mark Halsey hasn't seen it. I think he's asked the linesman to give an opinion, and it's right in front of the linesman. It's almost too close to him. He sees the impact of the challenge, and he sends him off.
And it's possibly right in front of the Leeds dugout as well, and it was their reaction, yeah?
Oh, without doubt. I mean, they were both. I mean, you saw the Forest lot come across because they were incensed by the Leeds reaction from the bench.
So Leeds United 0, Nottingham Forest 0, and Forest a man like Chris Cohen sent off. We'll apologise to Chris Gunter for thinking initially it was him. Thought it was the right back, but he was still making his way back from the attacking move.
Just apologies to him, yes. Even now, though, you feel Forest, I mean, they were so dominant in those early minutes that can Leeds now sort of wake up and believe that they can take charge of this match.
There's Bromby. This is Majewski. McCleary. Back comes Bannon. Leeds throw it.
Forest looks stronger than Leeds all over the pitch. And I think half-time can't come early enough really for Simon Grayson to get into those players and reorganise.
Despite the fact they now have a one-man advantage. Bromby leaves it for Bannon. Cut out by Gunter. Safely back to goalkeeper Camp, who nearly ran past it. That's Boyd. Strongly challenged by Bromby, and he's stayed down.
Yeah, I think it's a flailing arm. Bromby catching him. Boyd just letting the referee know, look, he's caught me, keep an eye on it.
Do you get a feeling, Martin, when you're watching, you know, having been in there and at the heart of it all, games that have gone off, if you like? You said after 5 minutes, I've got the feeling there's something in this, and well, it came to pass.
Well, there's so much riding on it, isn't it? Getting into the Premiership now is massive, and there's a tension. It builds in those 2 weeks. The players have thought about nothing else but this game, and it was just simmering beneath the surface. It's a shame, really, that we've had a player sent off, but the game is still there for Forest, I feel.
There's Majewski. The ball's out.
I think once Leeds get the ball, I think they've got to make that extra man count by moving the ball quickly, and so far they're running with it. They haven't had a chance really to get on the ball since they've been down to 10-man Nottingham Forest.
Here's McCartney. Braid had to wait for it. Cleared by Morgan. A lot of shouting going on amongst the Forest players, mainly of encouragement at one another. Reorganising themselves. Here's O'Brien. He's allowed to continue. Andy O'Brien That really would have been one for the collector's books.
Well, we just talked about passing the ball and not running with it, and he does exactly that. He runs with it, and then nothing comes of it. Yes, it takes a bobble at the end of it, but you need to pass the ball and be patient now, Leeds.
Let's take another look at whether Nottingham Forest were unlucky here.
I think he gets the ball. I mean,
he does get the ball.
If I'd have been sent off for that, I'd have been most annoyed.
And this is what went off afterwards.
Well, I mean, they're on the pitch, aren't they? And there's a bit of a shove going on there, Grayson.
You see in the background the management teams as well.
Well, you know, Forest will feel that Leeds have helped to get the player sent off.
It's David Kelly there getting involved. I'm not sure, looking at it again, you could even say excessive force, could you?
Well, we're seeing it there, maybe slowed down a little bit.
Yeah, true.
But, you know, I think there was a fair bit of energy in the tackle, but he wins the ball. So reliant, aren't we, on the officials making the correct decisions in these big matches.
Every extra camera we put in the ground, we don't make it any easier for them, that's for sure. And it did all happen very, very quickly. Forest content to just slow it all down now. Gunter. There's Boyd. And Tudgate. Nearly got onto it again. McGugan. This is Lynch. Now McCleary. McCleary has managed to force a Forest corner.
They keep going, Forest, don't they?
Could be forgiven at this stage for not quite casting so many men forward, but all bar Gunter and Morgan have made their way towards the Leeds box. Almost flicked towards goal by Boyd. Forest throw. Into the 45th minute now. Billy's all smiles again. Partly in bewilderment, I think. A little bit shocked by what he's seen. Played in by Gunter.
He'll certainly be pleased with his team's performance.
Gradle. Becchia. Bannon. That's a little nick. Tudgate tracking back, has just caught the heels of Bradley Johnson, and he's going to get a yellow card.
Good decision, I feel, from the referee there. Tudgate just trying to get back. I think he's almost taken one for the team.
Into first half stoppage time. There will be at least 3 more minutes, and most of that for the red card melee. Bannon on the ball. Andy O'Brien is up. And it was chased by Johnson, but he never quite got there. Ball ended up in the Elland Road cot. And Lee Camp will take his time and go across to the other side to take this. Leeds United 0, Nottingham Forest 0. Coming towards the end of a first half that has been feisty at times, never more than when Chris Cohen was sent off for a tackle on George McCartney that was ruled worthy of a red card. It will mystify many, particularly those who follow Forest. Lynch checked. Forest free kick.
He's done well there, Lynch. That's through his endeavour, trying to get forward, trying to be positive. Even down to 10 men, he's still trying to get forward. and he gets what he deserves, which is a free kick in a dangerous position.
Kelsey's very deliberately pacing it. Got to get back a yard or two. Bannon and Snodgrass. Bannon's not a particularly big obstacle to clear. McGugan, as we know, as we saw pre-match, can hit them from anywhere. And hit it he has. Schmeichel has to punch away. Gunter finds Morgan. How's his crossing? We'll never know. McCleary. He's got it through. And Schmeichel has held it. And Schmeichel then goes down and reacts a little bit after a brush with Boyd.
Well, I think he's got a free kick. It just shows you that he makes the save, Schmeichel. Not satisfied with that. He wants to get his team on the attack. And he's just lost his head.
And you know what? It's getting worse for Forest. Chris Boyd has got a yellow card for impeding Kasper Schmeichel. 2 yellow cards, 1 red for Forest. Nobody yet in the book in a Leeds shirt. Mark Kelsey blows for half-time. I should think he's grateful of the rest. It's well, I saw him pre-match and the referee said to me, I hope I have a nice quiet afternoon. He's had anything but. David Kelly and Billy Davies will just have to watch themselves as they march onto the pitch. I should think 1 or 2 from the Forest coaching team will want a word with the referee. From Billy's point of view, it's all about lifting the Forest fans ready for the second half fight. Well, pick your way through that one. We haven't had any goals. We have had one big talking point. The red card for Chris Cohen after Mark Kelsey had been in consultation with his assistant Bob Pollock. He's explaining to Lee Camp why his team are down to 10. Phew, I think we all need a rest. It is Leeds United 0, Nottingham Forest 0 at half-time. Well, Simon Grayson's all calm again. Just thinking about that whole respect thing. Here I am next to Martin Keown. Would Van Nistelrooy ring any bells?
Well, yes. The boys did say at half-time it was an emotional game, and I was duly punished for that.
And you'll never take that emotion out of football, and thank goodness for that. It was just an instinctive reaction from the Leeds bench. You might argue it was an instinctive reaction from the assistant referee as well.
Well, it was so close to him, wasn't it? Right down on this side. And sometimes I think it happens that quickly, that close to you. It shapes your mindset as to what you feel has happened. And really, on reflection, I think it's an unfortunate sending off. The players, he's trying to block it. And now we're all going to have to move on and try and, hoping that nobody else is going to get sent off.
There's Chris Fairclough. We just saw his name in the graphic. The Leeds United title-winning team of 1992. For 6 years he was a Leeds player, but he is a Nottingham boy. He started with Forest and now he's a key member of Billy Davies' backroom team.
And what a gentleman he is, anyone that knows him. He's a real calming influence in that Forest dressing room, and certainly they've been calling on that experience at half-time.
Finished his playing days with York City, had to get that in. Lee Camp to clear for Nottingham Forest. Remember, with 10 men against Leeds, who have a full complement but need to play a whole lot better than they did in the first 45 minutes. We haven't seen any evidence at all of the free scoring side that has hit the net more than any other team in this division this season. Through towards Snodgrass, and Lynch has made sure that he stayed in front of him and indeed drawn the free kick from him. It's Forest's. Leeds have scored 40 goals in 19 home league games at Elland Road. Where's it going to come from today?
Well, maybe it's Forest's turn to get all of the decisions in this second half.
Tell you what, straight away Billy Davies is doing his bit to try and influence 1 or 2 decisions. He just drew Mark House's attention a moment ago and went over to the referee, just wagged his finger and had quite an aggressive word with the man in the middle.
Well, I think he's saying it wasn't a free kick. I will take it, but it wasn't.
While I'm at it, it wasn't a red card, and probably 3 other offences to be taken into consideration. Here's McCartney, charging forward for Leeds United. Now Gradle. Nice swerve. Leaning back as he hit the shot.
I think he's seen the headlines there, hasn't he? It's a good run from McCartney down the left. I mean, Gradle pulls inside, and you think he's done it all right the first time, he dummies, and then really commits to a shot. And I think he'd be better trying to pass that. It's wild at the end of it.
Leeds United, despite all their goals, have failed to score in their last 2 league games. 0-0 against Ipswich, 0-2 at Sheffield United. And for those of you who like your numbers, they have scored in their last 31 home games against Nottingham Forest. A run that goes back to 1953. I know it means nothing today, but interesting for some of us. Don't shake your head, Martin. I'll get out next week. The ironic chance of off are coming from the Forest fans who want the numbers evening up. It was McGugan's ball, and it was just too strong for Marcus Tudgate.
Good ability, McGugan, isn't he? Just like to see him in the game a little bit more. Bags of ability, bags of talent. I think he can really affect this match.
I want to see one of those rocket shots that we witnessed in a little package pre-match. Here's George McCartney forward again for Leeds. Over Becchio, and just behind Snodgrass. Maybe something for Lehigh to hit. Bannon. Back with Snodgrass, and Camp comes to collect, just about.
I think that's going to be a feature, isn't it? Get the ball to Snodgrass. When he whips those balls in, they're teasing crosses, and Camp's done well today. Reacted nicely to that situation.
Mike Taylor getting towards veteran stage. He may be Northern Ireland's first choice for quite a few years. Many of you are thinking, well, he's from Derby. His granddad was from Newton Ards. Forest free kick. Still difficult to tell which team's got 11 and which has got 10.
Ironically, it's another free kick for Forest. I mean, it's definitely, he's put his head down there. It's gone the Forest way.
Bromby didn't quite follow through with the raised boot. McGugan on the ball. Plenty forward in red. All bar Snodgrass back in white. Centre-back Chambers, one of them. He's made the move from the back. It's over him. Is it O'Brien who headed it? It is a Forest corner. I just think the sunlight is a bit of a problem for Kasper Schmeichel. I just saw him shielding his eyes a moment ago.
Yeah, I mean, normally Leeds cop end, they usually go that way, don't they, second half. Something they're not quite used to, having to defend from that end.
Played in by McGugan, headed away by Becchio. And Howson has got back to his feet to keep the Leeds break going. Can Bannon get there? Not ahead of Chris Gunter, who came across well from right back.
Certainly got good pace, hasn't he, Gunter? He's going to need it as well.
Snodgrass. Played in for Howson! Leeds 1-0. Captain Johnny Howson scores. It's taken less than 6 minutes of the second half for 11-man Leeds to make the most of their advantage.
Well, you have to feel sorry for Forest, but if you look at this ball from Snodgrass, I mean, it's got reverse spin on it. Look at this ball, look, he chips it in, he just sits it up to be gone cross me, puts it in the box. I mean, Howson there is great feet, controls it on a sixpence and just lifts it into the back of the net. I mean, look at this for a touch, look, there's no time and space there, and he gets his shot off before the keeper can do anything about it.
Leeds United 1, Nottingham Forest 0. And there's the biggest Leeds fan of them all, with the biggest celebration in the ground.
Well, you see what it means to him, doesn't it? You know, this is massive reward here, and he's as big a competitor as anybody else.
Johnny Howson with his 11th goal of the season. Leeds own from Morley. Came up through the Leeds Academy, a little younger, but with the likes of James Milner, Aaron Lennon, Danny Rose. He's the one who stayed.
Well, these boys who come through the system, you know, you wonder, it just means that little bit more, and there's that moment of inspiration which he's just given his team.
Morgan's beaten McCartney. Nottingham Forest are preparing to make a change with Nathan Tyson going to join the action. In the meantime, it's a Leeds throw. George McCartney's getting forward more and more down the left-hand side in this second half.
Yeah, they've got to make that extra player count, and they have. They're committing more bodies forward, moving the ball quicker. They're a much better team when they move it quickly, Leeds.
Andy O'Brien. Bannon. Gradle. Bannon looking for Becchio. Wes Morgan stood firm. Here's Gradle. Now Lehigh, who played the ball in for Howson to score from. McCleary. What fight have Forest got left in them? I suspect plenty. They've got themselves a throw-in. And they're going to make a change. Here's Nathan Tyson. Chris Boyd's number 22 is up.
Yeah, this is typical Billy Davies. This is what he does. He's very positive with his substitutions. Any decisive moments in the game, he will make the decisions when he needs to, and he's putting more pace at the top of the pitch. Tyson's a very mobile, quick player.
Can play wide, can play directly up front. Only got one goal this season. Came against Barnsley on New Year's Day. A lot of his appearances have come as a substitute. Joel Lynch managing to hold off Bannon and keep the ball in. Tyson. Lynch. It's not a bad cross. McCleary was beaten off it by McCartney, and now it's an easy one for Schmeichel. Bromby. Becchio on the move. He's harassing Wes Morgan, but didn't pressure him into a mistake.
Those two have been joined at the hip, haven't they? Great battle between those two, Becchio and Morgan. Becchio will chase the lost causes all afternoon, won't he?
Yeah, there were many who thought he'd missed Jermaine Beckford when he left for pastures new last summer, but he's got 17 goals again. He's got time, of course, to add to that tally this season. Has gone 3 games without scoring. And then again, he's a striker whose game has been always about more than just scoring.
Can't fault his work rate, certainly, for the team.
Leeds answered a dirt count. Lehigh.
There they go again.
That's Chambers. This is Bromby. Bannon.
This is what Leeds need to do. Just keep popping the ball off and moving it, going forward. Make that extra player count.
Becchio. Pushed to the floor by Morgan. Again, not a lot in it, but as we were discussing at half-time, Martin, you can't have half a foul, can you?
No. He's just trying to get away with how physical can I be without actually giving a free kick away. Becchio's intelligent, though. He goes down when he feels any kind of contact.
First time we've heard marching on together since pre-match. Leeds fans' mood has improved. Barry Bannon with the free kick. Who's going to step out of the queue? It's Johnson! And it was Camp who blocked with his legs. That might just have been creeping in.
Bannon puts excellent quality on the ball there, and it evades all of the Forest players. And it's just as well Camp is switched on at the far post, because Johnson does well to steer that back on course with his left foot.
Barry Bannon's corner. It was Bromby, and that's Becchio, and that's 2-0. Luciano Becchio has his goal. Leeds are close to making sure that they have 3 points.
Well, already it's looking like the game is very nearly over now. 2 goals in quick succession. Becchio, for all his work and endeavour, and now he gets his goal. I mean, it's just really, it's a standard free corner into the box. Back post there, headers is one. Look, he just pulls off into that little area, just in front of the goalkeeper, inside the 6-yard box. No one picks him up. Comes in off the post, and he's the first one to react when it comes back. That's a great header at the far post there.
Striker's instinct displayed by Luciano Becchio, who moves on to 18 goals for the season. Goal number 2 cheered just as keenly as goal number 1. Can it be goal number 3? It's Max Gradel. Becchio wants it. Snodgrass is coming in too. Gradel's overdone it. 6.5 minutes separating the 2 Leeds goals. Here's Lehigh. Leeds are finding space. You'd expect that with 1 man more on the field. Lehigh's done brilliantly with it until that final ball in.
You see the difference a goal makes, a 2 goal makes. The confidence now pouring through this Leeds team. That's the other fullback now, raking down that right-hand side. They're full of confidence, and you can't help thinking that that sending off has completely changed the game here today. Forest were totally dominating to that point, and at the moment you just can't see Forest getting back in it.
Here's Lynch. Lehigh knows that Tyson is quick, or he should know. Got a free kick.
Well, Lehigh for me there gets away with murder because there's not enough pace on that ball. How often do you see it? The fullback trying to ferry it out.
What's that message?
Well, I think he just wants to, he's trying to be calm, isn't he? He's trying to think his way through this problem. He's changing his system, but he will never give up.
Just saw by the side of him Ned Kelly, David Kelly, his assistant, just creep forward and have another word in the ear of 4th official Nigel Miller, who's had plenty of dialogue with the respective coaching staffs today. He's brushed it all off. Here's Gunter. Well, it would take a miracle for 10-man Forest to come back from this, especially with Leeds nicking in and winning it and going for the 3rd goal that would see them off. This is Gradel. And Johnson wanted it back sooner. I think more pertinently, Snodgrass wanted it back post. Here is Robert Snodgrass. Morgan away. Howson. Snodgrass. Howson's ball for Lehigh. Now Becchio. Snodgrass. He's gone for the curler. Off the crossbar with goalkeeper Lee Camp absolutely helpless. Robert Snodgrass is some player at this level.
Well, and he's got this area off to a tee, hasn't he? Coming back onto his left foot. I mean, lovely play from Leeds. But look at it, he tees it up, he knows where he's aiming, puts it outside of the keeper, and unfortunately he just can't get it down in time. It's great quality he's got there, isn't he? Almost perfection when he strikes that ball.
7 goals this season, not one of them at Elland Road. They've all come on the road. Last scored in February, a superb effort at Bristol City, very different to that. Beat about 4 men dribbling to put that one in.
You know he's going to do it, we just can't stop him.
There's Chris Gunter. And goes Bannon. Well, that's a surprise. Possession suggests it's even still.
Well, I think Forest have generally been a bit unlucky to find themselves 2 goals down, and now they're going to have to show some character and personality because there's still a chance. You know, if they can get 1 goal back in this game, then it will change certainly the mood in the stadium.
Which at the moment is euphoric. Majewski. Forest have to gamble. Chambers. McGugan. Shame he lost his footing. He was trying to angle that one out to Gunter, forward from right back, I think. Tyson. Majewski. Did well against Lehigh. This is Lynch. Tudgay's all on his own up there. And McCartney will deal with it. 29 years old, George McCartney hasn't had a look in at Sunderland for over a year now. Had his injury problems over the last 3 years or so. An experienced loan acquisition. Here's Lynch. Leeds throw.
Just feel that Forest, just now that Boyd has gone off, there's no one up front who can really hold on to it. It keeps coming back. The Leeds are able to deal with anything they throw forward rather easily.
Becchio. Who fouled who there? Well, Becchio fouled Chambers. McGugan. Well, it's been a lively old second half so far. From 0-0 to 2-0 in less than 7 minutes. Howson and Becchio, two of Leeds United's regulars on the score sheet with the goals. And for Forest at the moment, it looks as though their rotten run is going to continue. Here's Howson. All Leeds now. Gradle onside. But he didn't give himself time to compose and get ready to square or shoot. He went for the first time effort and he was always off balance.
No, I mean, I think that's where he's a young man, named in the Ivory Coast team this week. And look, it makes a great run. Howson, for me, there, it's a lovely delivery. But he commits to the shot and it's not on. And that's where your decision-making's got to improve, and I'm sure it will as he gets that extra experience.
Yeah, he made the Ivory Coast squad along with the likes of Didier Drogba last Sunday. African Cup of Nations game against Benin, played in Ghana. Didn't get off the bench. Which I think a great experience for him, and he'll want to be a regular part of that squad. Here's McCleary doing well for Forest. Doing really well! Doing brilliantly! Forest not out of this yet! A moment of magic from Gareth McCleary.
Well, that is a piece of sublime skill. Absolutely stunning, and it's stunned this ground. What a great finish that is.
And that has stunned Elland Road. Stunning goal.
I mean, he comes back in with a flick, he sets it up, and he knows what he's trying to do. He sends it out with his left foot, wide outside the goal, and look at that, it just bends in. That's beautiful. Rarely will you see a better finish than that. We said when he came on that they wouldn't lose anything with him with Anderson going off, and look at that. I mean, that's a superb finish.
Leeds United 2, Nottingham Forest with 10 men, 1. Substitute Gareth McCleary with his second goal of the season. Billy's up. Billy fancies it again.
Yeah, you can see what it means to him. I mean, he's changed the system here, and I expect him to fully go for it. You know, there's substitutes available to him. There's plenty of strikers on there, and I'm sure before the end of the day we'll see a few more changes.
And the cheering and singing around the ground is now coming from the Forest fans, and there's just a murmur of conversation amongst Leeds supporters. Even a few of those applauded that goal, mind you.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. It's Bromby and it's Tyson, and Marcus Tudgay is having to step in between the pair of them. Mark Halsey and Andy Newbold, the assistant on the other side, have some sorting out to do. Where on earth did that spark from?
Well, Bromby's gone for a challenge with Tyson, and the referee's played on, really, and then gone back to it to give the free kick. And really the players have a responsibility here to keep their calm. He's saying that Bromby's had him round the throat.
And both are shouting their case towards the referee, who's
I think Bromby
just
there
letting them get on with it.
He's just mimicking there, Bromby, that he's got a backward headbutt.
Yellow card apiece. Well, certainly Bromby's in the book. I think Tyson's going to be called back. Now look at this. This was before Gareth McCleary scored. This is where it all started.
Yeah, there's a little bit of afters going on there. They're just trying to sort of out-wrestle each other.
Confirmation that Tyson was carded too. Leeds have to keep their heads, or they won't keep the lead.
Again, you can feel that pressure building in this stadium.
Clearly around the outside, maybe just a dummy run. McGugan's got his sights set firmly in the middle. McGugan in. Chambers nearly got there. It needed Andy O'Brien's header behind. Corner for Forest.
O'Brien just using his experience there, just making sure the front player doesn't get across the face of him. It's a nervy few minutes here for Leeds.
There's plenty of pushing and shoving in the penalty area, as is customary. Doesn't reach anybody though, apart from Becchio, who was there to get it away. Majewski. Cross comes McCartney. Forest throw. Forest, despite being a man light, starting to turn it around their way again. McCleary. Tyson went for it, goes down with Andy O'Brien. Snodgrass realised he wasn't going to get there before Luke Chambers. McGugan to Lynch. Lynch just tried to pull Snodgrass back. Here's Becchio. Ignores the push from Chambers. Then gets past him a second time. Gradle. Only Snodgrass in front of him. Tight spot, but if any players can get out of it, it's that pair. Snodgrass, Gradle offside.
Not sure he was offside there.
Lee Camp clears. A spring in Nottingham. Mistakes from Leeds at the back. Bromby gave that one straight to his arch enemy at the moment, Nathan Tyson. Andy O'Brien doesn't just stop the cross but prevents a corner too.
But all credit to Forest, because you wouldn't believe it that they're down to 10 men. They're really taking the game to Leeds. It's just on the break, you know, will they get punished? But at the moment, they're committing everything forward.
Lynch. Blocked by Lehigh, he didn't know where it was going. Leeds ball boy seems to have got the professionals' time-wasting methods down to a T. That's come off Bannon. It's a Forest corner. Disputed by Barry Bannon. But with 20 minutes to go, suddenly it's the team with the lead and the extra man who are looking vulnerable. That should be an inch or so further back. Markhouse has spotted it. Should make all the difference, you know. Walked across goal, and Schmeichel was already jumping when the ball came to him. He was on his way down, but he adjusted to get the ball over the bar and away.
Yep, I think it's Morgan who gets on the end of it, and it's in the end he improvises well, doesn't he? He needs to hang in the air and then flick it over.
I don't care whether he talks to his dad or not about football. He reminds me exactly of his dad. Up goes Becchio. Tudgay back into the mix. Leeds getting in each other's way at the back. Cleared by Lehigh. McCleary. Gunter, went for the low option, didn't work for it. Johnson away. Howson will chase all day. Morgan has pretty cynically blocked him off that. I don't think Johnny Howson was going to reach it anyway, but Wes Morgan made sure.
Yeah, but I mean, how many times do you see that and players get away with it? But not today.
I was going to say, that's a centre-half talking. That's the centre-backs union. Does that make it right?
doesn't make it right, but it's, you know, it's my opinion. But yeah, I mean,
look at this.
I mean, I think, I mean, it's a foul. I mean, his disguise is poor. That's how he does. That's why he doesn't get away with it.
It's needless, wasn't it?
Well, he fell asleep and then reacts and then blocks him, and you know, if he does it all in one motion and just gets back, then it wouldn't even been seen.
Bromby's delivery. Becchio battling. Morgan beats Snodgrass to it. And again. Johnson, Gradle. Gradle's efforts! Leeds have breathing space once more.
Well, I mean, what a fantastic finish.
Max Gradle has come to the goal-scoring party. His finishing has not been at its finest today, until now.
Well, it just shows you, you know, when you've got ability, and you don't really care how many chances you might miss. I mean, this is just instinctive. It comes, I mean, it's just a long ball in. You think Morgan's done well with it. It's only half cleared. Back in the danger area, and bang. It just takes one touch. I mean, that's a great, I mean, looking at him there in a central position, maybe that's where he's at his best, in those central positions, because that's a great finish.
Well played Mark Halsey as well for the little duck out of the way, which will have unsighted Gradle. Makes the goal all the better.
Well, we might give him an assist there.
O'Brien dispossesses Tyson. Forest have it all to do again. Leeds United 3, Nottingham Forest 1. Wouldn't bank on that being the final score. Here's Snodgrass. And followed and chased by McGugan. Lehigh. Johnson wants it. Again, the referee smartly out of the way. Barry Bannon sets himself to hit it. Straight at Kemp.
Yeah, decent effort. Expect the keeper to save that, though.
And the cheers are for Lee Camp's wayward distribution. He was in rather too much of a hurry, the Forest keeper. Straight out.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he can hit them from distance, but you expect him to save that. Of course, he's got to get his team on the attack and then kicks it straight out.
That's his last kick, Barry Bannon. Going off now to a great reception from the Ellen Road crowd. Young man who will surely be part of Aston Villa's future and Scotland's. I heard him described earlier in the season by Darren Fletcher as somebody who could potentially that country's answer to Xavi or Iniesta, such as his passing ability. Well, he's got a way to go yet.
Well, I did read that myself. Yes, some way to go. I think this is a great opportunity coming to Leeds. There's another fella on loan as well from Tottenham. This loan system, I think the likes of Leeds can afford to pay the wages of some of these players, and they're going to play a big part if Leeds can make it into the playoffs.
Yeah, Jake Livermore is the player who's come on, signed during the international break from Spurs for the rest of the season. Here's Howson. Getting it through to Snodgrass. Cleared by Gunter.
Interesting watching Howson there, how he travels with the ball and then finds the correct pass at the end of it. I think they've got a decent player there, haven't they?
He's a player who I think ever since he came through the setup has been Premier League bound one way or another.
Well, he's kind of their Steven Gerrard. He's a driving force, and I've been really impressed with him today.
Gradle to McCartney. Livermore. Becchio. Becchio, I think, knew the outstretched leg was there, but he made sure he got it.
Well, this is where it's frustrating for players, I think, at times. I mean, I'm not sure where McCleary could go there.
Yellow card for...
Technically, yes, technically it's a yellow card, but the player really can't get out the way. And I think the forward player there, Becchio, knows exactly what he's doing.
He's from your part of the world, Oxford. Must be something in the water with tackling.
Yes, he's an Oxford boy, and he's from Blackburn Leeds. And we're always pleased to see other players coming out of that area, and he's certainly been an outstanding performer today for Forest, certainly with that goal.
A wonderful goal at the moment. Looks like it's counting for nothing for Forest. Leeds 2 goals back in front. Snodgrass with the ball in. And it's flicked behind. I think Bradley Johnson got the last touch. Forest throw as a result.
He's kicking every ball, isn't he?
Simon Grayson's management style. Both managers cut from the same cloth in a way. Not the studious Sven types.
I think he'll be buying the drinks tonight, though, if he can win this one.
It's not just a win, it's a win against a direct rival for a promotion playoff spot. Simon Grayson still insists top two is not beyond them. It would take a remarkable run, but all they can do is win their games. And they do have Watford, Reading and Burnley, all possible playoff teams. They're on the fringes. They've all got to come to Elland Road yet. So they should at least cement a place in the top six if they win their home games.
I don't think Forest will be giving up either of what I've seen of them today.
No, they just need their rotten luck to change. I mean, this will be 8 games without a win unless we see a miracle in the next 12 minutes. Drawn 4, lost 4. After that superb start to 2011, Billy Davies saw his team win 6 league games in a row between January and February. Then something happened, just went off the boil.
You know, I know there's a lot of tinkering with the team, but maybe it's a chance now to start playing with 2 front players. Jeski is a player that he's a lovely footballer, but you wonder, does the whole sort of team hinge around him?
Well, the next 2 home games, sorry Martin, absolutely crucial for David Kelly and Billy Davies. It's Reading, who are just out of a playoff place, and Burnley. They all come to the City Ground in the next 10 days.
Well, those 2 are breathing down their necks, aren't they, in the table at the moment?
So only 3 points behind before today's games.
Exactly.
Burnley at home to Ipswich, Reading at home to Portsmouth, so both very winnable for them today.
Well, they'll draw strength from that today, won't they, looking at this game if it stays as it is. But, you know, they won't panic.
That's a good effort. Well, I thought it was. Kasper Schmeichel's body language should have told me it was way, way wide of the target from Lewis McGugan. Had everything on it apart from accuracy. Last throw.
Yeah, last throw of the dice.
Marcus Tudgay is off, and here's a tried and trusted goal scorer at this level, Robert Earnshaw, who missed the last match against Swansea with a hamstring problem, missed Wales against England too. On he comes, 5 games without a goal.
You need him fit, don't you, for the running?
And Forest need 2 from him today, very quickly. And Cleary. And again. This is Lehigh. Now George McCartney. Flag stayed down. I think it would have gone up had Becchio ever received the ball properly. Has he impressed you, Martin?
Oh, very much so. You know, the thing is, he's not afraid of hard work. He's always battling with the centre-half, mostly Morgan today. He gets you your goals. He's first class in this division.
O'Brien. That's Howson. Chambers stays in front of the ever-willing Luciano Becchio. Eric Lehigh with the Leeds throw. Luciano Becchio. Snodgrass. McCartney. Every Leeds pass now is greeted with ripples of applause from the home crowd. In the first half, it was more a case of every slightly misplaced pass or not forward-thinking pass greeted with grumbling.
Yeah, fans are well satisfied at the moment.
McGugan, it's Bromby who comes across. And let's not forget the moment that changed the game. It came in the first half, just before half-time. Chris Cohen sent off for what was ruled a tackle executed with excessive force on Leeds' George McCartney. Took the ball cleanly, and it's the speed at which he went in that proved his undoing. And as we mentioned, I don't think it was Mark Halsey's decision, it was the man closer to it with the flag, Bob Pollock. We saw it as a red card offence, with a bit of persuasion from the Leeds coaching staff, it has to be said. Chance for Forrest again, and it's only just wide. I don't think Schmeichel knew it was going wide. Nathan Tyson thought for a second that he'd made it 3-2.
Well, I mean, you can't rest for a moment, can you? It's just a ball into the box with the quality that's on offer. I mean, Tyson comes over his head. And really, I mean, that's a great finish. He's unlucky that he just can't get that inside the post.
I don't think it's going to be, Billy. Pete Williams, goalkeeping coach, echoing the manager's reaction. Becchio. Doesn't matter whether he's got 3 men or 1 man against him, he'll take them on all the same. Snodgrass. Nipped through the legs of Lynch, who recovers well. Majewski. Earnshaw. O'Brien stuck to his task. Snodgrass can't get through. Flags waving for a previous infringement. A foul on Livermore, a Leeds free kick.
I think it's McCleary and the fans here want him sending off.
Hard work for the managers too. Everybody needs a drink. Andy O'Brien really looks as though he needs a drink.
It's tough playing centre half in a winning team.
Snodgrass to forget about firing it in, but to give the ball to Lehigh instead. Again, the groaning. They're never happy at Ellen Road. The ball has gone backwards. How dare they? Howson to O'Brien. Winning team, winning crowd.
Well, I mean, it invites pressure, doesn't it? And here they are now, finally going to clear it. You know, I'd like to see teams just go forward and try and finish off the job.
Becchio, Snodgrass. Now the Olays have started. I don't think it's been quite a performance from the Don Revie dominant era today. Some sort of crowd reaction now. McCartney. Gradle. He's an Olay player, mind you.
This is great for your confidence, though, isn't it? You know, taking this into the last 7 games of the season, if they can win this now today.
And then a great cheer for the free kick award. Well, that was reminiscent of the Revie days when Leeds were renowned for toying with the opposition. Quite appropriate, I suppose. This is the first game at Ellen Road since the 50th anniversary of Don Revie's appointment as manager. That was celebrated in this city last month. There is an appeal, you can find details on the internet, to build a statue to the great man. It's already one to Billy Bremner, his trusted captain outside the ground. It looked too strong for everybody, but Bromby didn't give up. Livermore. Camp couldn't hold it. Good reactions, but Gradle's in now to finish it off. Leeds have won it now. 10 men for is swept away. Max Gradle's second and Leeds United's 4th of the day.
Well, he's getting the habit now, isn't he? Gradle, the little fella. You know, I like him in that central role. He just sniffs this one out. It's that instinctive finish again. He knows it's going to come out. Camp does a great save in the middle of all that. You know, it's good build-up again from Leeds. They're playing with so much confidence there. Livermore, it's a nice bit of trickery. I mean, how he saves that is incredible. And there's the little fella, as all good strikers do, just following up, hoping for bits and pieces. I mean, Livermore, great turn. Perhaps Camp could do better, though, with that first one. He's not going to miss from there.
Simon Grayson's still chock full of energy. It's 1 now. He can think about tonight's celebrations. Bradley Johnson's coming off. He's getting an early breather. Neil Kilkenny is going to get a run out. He's had a good week. Kilkenny's just come back from being away with the Australian national team. He sat on the bench as they beat Germany.
Not bad, was it?
Now he's going to have at least a cameo role in a Leeds win against Nottingham Forest. A win that will, at least for 2 hours, take them into 4th place in the Championship, above Cardiff, before they play Derby later on.
Well, it's an emphatic victory at the moment, isn't it?
And for so long in the first half, it just didn't look like that way at all.
No, you have to feel, I mean, there's so much quality in this Forest team. I certainly wouldn't write them off.
Here's Majewski. Cleared by Bromby. Chambers. Becchio went up, Morgan beats him. There's McGugan. So many ways of following football these days and getting your message across from wherever you are in the world. Lee Westwood's in the States preparing for the Masters, playing in the Shell Open in Houston. Apparently he's just communicated via Twitter. Lifelong Forest fan. He's just given up on football, he's decided. Thinks it's rubbish. Can understand how he feels. I think this has been far from rubbish.
Well, also, you know, the impact of this game now, the changing emotions for each team. Leeds will go away from this on a high. Forest, of course, it's, you know, got to show personality now, character to bounce back from this.
Now marching on together is echoing around Ellen Road with more volume than ever. They think they're going back to the Premier League. They've been 7 seasons outside the top division, including, of course, 3 seasons in effectively the 3rd division. For the first time in Leeds United's history. They're going the right way now.
Well, they're showing all the right ingredients, aren't they, of managing to
just
get back
playoffs, Martin. Just sorry to interrupt you. Just playoffs. I'm just thinking, 4 previous playoffs campaigns, they've never been successful in one. It looks as though they're going to have to take it on again.
Yeah, but we won't think about that. It's a new group of players, and I think there's the right ingredients in the team at the moment. I've been very impressed with them, as I've been with Forest in a similar way. You know, all the rivals watching this today, and will know that these two will have something to say about, you know, who goes up at the end of the season.
We're into time added on. There will be at least 2 more minutes for Forest fans to endure. Leeds to enjoy. Majewski. Cleared by O'Brien. Leeds are looking for 5. McCartney. We were talking earlier about Max Gradle, Martin. He's now scored, in the last 3 games in which he's scored, he's got 2. Does seem to be that sort of player.
Yeah, he's a high confidence player, isn't he, like most people. And he can be pleased with his work today.
Think about his first 2 efforts on goal today, they were awful. Tyson couldn't quite do what McCleary did so successfully earlier on, cutting in from the right. There is McCleary.
He's very nice in possession, isn't he, McCleary?
Gunter's down, and Forest have a penalty, do they? Well, Mark Halsey put the whistle to his lips and then thought better of it.
Well, I'd like to take another look at that.
He definitely thought about it, didn't he?
Well, it looked as if he'd signalled for a penalty. Great little bit of skill from McCleary. Plays it inside the fullback. Well, actually, it's a very good decision.
It is.
I mean, I think it looks as if Gunter tries to take a dive. And to be honest, that's a great officialism, really, isn't it? He's got that perfectly right.
Do you think Gunter put his leg against to try and make sure it was almost his foul in a way?
Well, Gunter's waiting for the challenge that never comes and takes a dive.
Becchio's off. He's got a goal. He's played his part in a win, and David Sommer will do well to touch the ball. And he really is a super sub. South African international. 12 goals this season. Half of those have come from the bench. He doesn't get a touch. It's all over. And Leeds United have taken a giant step towards making sure they finish in the top 6 and get a playoff place with a possible return to the Premier League at the end of it. You do have to feel for Nottingham Forest. The sending off of Chris Cohen just before half-time was pivotal when Forest were on top, but their rotten run has now extended to 8 games without a win. Leeds are back on track. How successful will their season prove to be when it all comes to an end? Great result for them today. Leeds United 4, Nottingham Forest 1.
Jonathan, congratulations. How big a victory was that?
Yeah, very big victory. There was place below us, and we've coming off a bad defeat away at Sheffield United. We had to get back to us, and we have done.
Did the scoreline flatter you a bit in the end, because they were in the game for most of it?
Yeah, there was. They obviously changing point of the game was the man sent off, but even still, then they were still in the game. And 2 goals, I think, from Max has just settled the game really for us.
What was your view of the sending off? Was it rightly so?
I hadn't seen it back on the TV, but from my position, it seemed to be a bit of a lunge, a 2-footer, but as I say, I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
Thanks, Jonathan. Max Gradle's with us as well. Max, congratulations. What a week for you.
Yeah, it's been a great week. I went to my country to play for my country. I'm very happy. It's been a fantastic week, and today we got big win today, so all happy, yeah.
Tell us about the goals. The first one, spectacular.
Yeah, it's good goals. I'm working on it and training every time. So when the chance like this comes in, I have to take it. So I'm happy with it, yeah.
What's your view of the run-in now to the end of the season? Because this is a big scalp you've got today.
Yeah, it's a big win, and we're just going to keep going until the end of the season, and we're looking to get promoted automatically. So we're just going to keep going.
There was a bit of needle and a bit of edge out there. These two teams don't seem to like each other too much.
Yeah, it's like this because they're a big team and they just want to get promoted like us. So when we play against a team like this, it's going to be a battle. So we're expecting it. So that's what happened today, yeah.
One last quick one for you, Jonathan. As a local boy, it must be a real thrill to be playing in this side.
Yeah, obviously, it's obviously a very big club, and just even to be playing in the side is an honour in itself.
Thanks very much, lads.
Thank you.
We could tell what that meant to you personally. You celebrated every goal.
Well, it's a passionate game, and obviously to get the goals that we did was very encouraging. We celebrate like that every time we play and every time we score. So delighted how the players responded. It was a tough game, plenty of tackles, plenty of good football played, some good goals. It probably epitomised what the Championship was all about this year.
It did spill over on occasions. The two coaching staffs at each other's throats on more than one occasion.
Well, it's just passion, I suppose. I suppose that things happen on the touchline, but we've got to respect sort of the referee's decisions. Just one of them things that happen, and both of us showing both sets of fans and your team the passion that they want to show on the pitch as well.
Did the scoreline flatter you, because they seem to be in it for most of the game?
Well, they're a good team. They're always going to create chances. When you look at the bench and the budgets and the strikers that they've got a good team, and we knew they had to be on our mettle. But second half, thought we passed the ball around well, created some good chances, and we finished the game off very strongly and very pleasingly.
I suppose the sending off changed the game. What was your view of it?
Well, from where I was standing, it was a blatant red card. He's left the ground 2-footed. He might have taken the ball, but he could have quite easily broke George McCartney's leg, and that's why I was a little bit upset about the challenge. I'm sure if it had been a Leeds United player making that sort of challenge, the Forest bench would have been up in arms as well.
Forest, one of your promotion rivals, important to steal a march on them today?
Well, it's important to win the match no matter who you're playing against. We've got some big games coming up. We've won 1 out of 8 out of the possible 8 games that we can win. We've got to get focused ready for a big game at Millwall next week, but there's many twists and turns. We're not going to get carried away because we've got a good